How's it going, guys? It's Brugas here and welcome to another Heroes of History Epic Empire video. Today we're going to talk about this portal, and I thought that was going to be one of those really easy portals to evaluate. You look at the new legendary, decide if she broken or not, maybe glance at the other two heroes, and you're done. But the more I look at this portal, the less confident I become, because I don't think the biggest decision here is whether Circe is a good hero. When a new portal arrives, most of us immediately start asking the same question. Is the feature legendary heroes worth pulling? And honestly, that's usually the wrong place to start, because heroes don't exist by themselves. They exist inside a portal together with other heroes, different account progressions, different game modes, and different goals. If you enjoy breaking down heroes below simple tier lists, consider subscribing and leaving a like so we can keep having those conversations together. The first thing that surprised me was that Circe isn't actually trying to win fights by healing. At least, I don't think that's what makes her special. Yes, her healing is impressive. She restores a huge amount of health to the large group of the early allies, but then you read the second part of the ability. Everyone catch inside that area is transformed into pigs for 2.5 seconds and can't use their abilities. Now, Circe is maybe one of the heroes that not many people actually talk about, and I get a lot of questions in my Discord, also on under my videos about this hero. So today I just wake up and I was like, okay, let's go there. Let's make this video. But yeah, the thing with this hero is, first of all, the healing is impressive, 1.3k percentage. I mean, it's very funny when we talk about the game and the things are in thousands percentage of her base damage, so you have to focus over the base damage. Is going to reflect over your gear pick, your relics, and etc. But we also here we have transform all enemies with that area into the pigs. Now, for 2.5 seconds. Now, first of all, at first look, it's looking impressive because, you know, you transform them into a pig. But by looking, the spell is basically a normal stun. I mean, if I compare her with other heroes like, for example, Medusa is having absolutely the same her ability, but it stunned the targets for 2.5 seconds. When they're stunned, using stunned units don't attack or move, and their ability don't charge for the certain time. And I can even say the stun is even better because you're not going to be able to, you know, use your abilities when you're stunned, but your charge time is not continuing. Till the Circe is something that I have to check it out. Now I have like 36 of this great Odysseus antimatter, so at one point I'm going to try to get her, but here we only see that the enemy are transformed into the pigs. Now if they're as a pig, if they continue charging their energy, the stun is better option. But still, like 2.5 seconds is very nice, even to preventing from the enemy abilities. And here is the thing. What makes Circe better from the other heroes that are like more manipulators is the healing. The healing is a very solid here. And as a normal player, just the transformation part, the big transformation part, just taught more from the healing. And I think this is one of the important things that we have to just know is not only the healing. And we're not having that many heroes that are having healing and at the same time can't, you know, transform the enemy into the pigs. Then I start thinking about where Circe actually become valuable. Because every support hero look amazing when you only read the numbers. The real question is what happens once the fight actually starts. Circe's healing targets the area with the most allies. That means she naturally wants your team fighting together instead of being spread across the battlefield. Now combine that with the peak transformation. The enemy also need to be grouped inside the same area. Now this is giving little hints what the Circe most likely is going to be. You're going to it's going to be very valuable, this hero, in the arenas where, for example, you have a lot of melee heroes. Now if you open the arena, maybe I did my arena today. I did like two. Okay, let's refresh this thing and let's see. Okay, this is a range one, a range one, a range one, a range one, and this one I think also is a range one. So you have like 5 range heroes. So Circe most likely are not going to be able to catch all of them and make them pick because they're range heroes. But if you go further, maybe you're going to find King Minus, Caesar, Grant. This is a melee hero, so they're going to be stacked in the front lines. So Circe is going to be perfect if you also use somebody like a Hughes or maybe some kind of tank, and you have those heroes stuck it together and make them a pick in same time healing your troops. Because if we go here, this is just for explanation. Now I have only my Achilles in the front lines, rest are in the back lines. So Achilles is going to get healed in same time. Grant, King Minos, and Caesar is going to be turned into the pigs when the fight starts. Now, and here is the thing. There is a decent chance this thing happen because her initial charge is like 7 seconds and regular charge is like 12 seconds. The biggest impact is going to be the first cast of this spell, because after 12 seconds we don't know how the map is going to look like. But yeah, definitely for this hero you need your team at one place, and you want enemy also to be there to be turned into the pig. That's when I stop looking only at Circe, because if we're judging the portal, we also have to ask what Helen of Troy actually brings. At first glance, she almost feels like a secondary legendary that everyone ignores. But the more I read her kit, the less I think that's true. Helen doesn't support the team by healing, she supports by creating another threat. And since we're here, obviously here, Helen of Troy is not like a hero like Circe. You can see this cross, I don't know, this plus here, that is a hero. She's manipulator, and the other threat is this Trojan warrior. Now I have a couple conversations with people that was not happy with what happened with Helen of Troy, but still I believe she's actually a threat by summoning this Trojan warrior with HP, max HP equals to 1.8 1000% of her base damage. Attack equal to 100% of her attack, so basically second Helen, and defense equal to 100% of her defense for 15 seconds. Now the regular charge here is like 12 seconds. You summon destroy and warrior for 15 seconds. The warrior deals 210 to the nearest enemy prioritizing every 5 seconds. So it's also hitting the enemy heroes. Now why I like this hero is just because I don't know if you guys have played this type of games where one hero can summon like dozens of other creatures on the battlefield, and at one point you are like overrun from some kind of skeletons or like necromancers and stuff like this. So yeah, I really like when I have better presence on the battlefield. It can be in form of numbers. Also this Tron warrior is looking very nice. We're still keeping the Helen normal damage, which is also doing some damage. But on top of that, we're having like a second hero that is doing damage. And also it's actually a little hard to be killed, 1.8k of her base damage. which I really don't know how much this is supposed to be in form. It's definitely going to be based on the level of this hero, but it's looking very nice, and definitely is is good manipulator. Even after the changes they make, I think it's a good manipulator. It's good in Helen of Troy, increase her attack by 50%. Now, by increasing the attack by 50% is also going to reflect over this summoned Trojan warrior. And also, Siege of Orwans increase her attack by 25%. Every increase of the attack is also reflecting over increasing the attack of the creature she's summoning. And you're having like two heroes that is hitting with normal attacks. It's funny, but the normal attacks is also very important in the fight. You're going to see that, yes, you're going to do some big damage with some specific skill. It can be single target, it can be some AoE, but your normal attack is also big percentage from your total damage when you see it. And then there is Hector. Honestly, I almost skipped him over him. That's something I think a lot of players are going to do because he's an epic in the banner. Usually when a new portal drops, all the attention go to the legendary and the epic are just like there. But Hector doesn't look like fewer. His entire identity is built around finishing fights. And by saying new portal, you know, we're having some portals where the heroes just change. That was not the original portal, if I remember right. No, it's actually, I think, the original portal, but I just didn't have time to talk about this. So yeah, Hector, first of all, is looking like a single target. You see this little knife or whatever. And yeah, teleporting with the lowest HP, prioritizing hero, doing some good amount of damage and increasing attack speed by 160% for 8 seconds. Yeah, he may be an epic hero, but he's definitely a finisher. I think I make a video about this, and by having hero like a Hughes, and yeah, Hughes, I really like this bad boy. It's one of my favorite heroes, and this bad boy is doing some good amount of damage single target, also increasing the attack speed by 160 for 8 seconds. Now, the Hector is not having this heal himself for 12%, but definitely I have seen what this thing is doing. And with the heals, is doing perfectly. It's very solid. But here, the Hector is actually doing even the teleportation, which, you know, is cherry picking which hero he's going to just destroy. The majority of the cases, this is going to be the tank, because the tanks are start losing their HP first because they're in the front lines. So most likely it's going to be the first attack is going to be over the tank, but with the fight going on, depending on how much AoE you're doing, Hector can be very solid by killing some heroes in the backlines. And by teleporting, he's going to teleport the backlines. From there, he's going to start killing the other heroes that are more squishy in the backlines. But I guess the first hit is just going to be over the tanks, because they're going to be the heroes with the most HP lose it. After looking at all three heroes together, I don't think this portal has one obvious answer. Normally, it's easy. There is one hero everyone wants and everything else is just a bonus. I don't think that's what happened here. Circe is probably the safest pick if your account needs survivability and control. Helen look much more interesting if your team already stay alive and you want another source of pressure, and Hector might quietly become one of the highest value heroes in the portal simply because Epic Awakening are so much easier to finish. And this is what I think about this portal. It's just heroes that, you know, every hero here. Obviously, if I go for this portal, I'm going to go for Circe. I need more survivability for treasure hunt, and even for the arena. I think I can make her work with the arena. I already show you how I'm going to do it, just by having more of the enemy. If I see more melee enemies, I definitely going to use her. So there is places where she can be extremely valuable, and that's why I really want her. But I will not mind if I get Helen of Troy, and definitely I'm going to go and level up a Hector of Troy if I get him. This is really a finisher that you want to have. And also, this bad boy is good in Fire of Troy, increase his attack by 20%. Not quite sure how important for in Fire of Troy, but yeah, from these three heroes, if I have to go for them, I'm definitely going to get Circe. After this, maybe I will look for Helen of Troy, and the reason behind is I really need some damage. She's looking manipulator, but she's decent damage dealer with the basically two heroes on the battlefield with the same attack. So yeah, it's going to be the Helen of Troy, and definitely I can say Helen of Troy and Hector of Troy on the same level, how much I want them. One of the biggest realization from today's video is that the best heroes isn't always the one that everybody is chasing, is the one your account actually need. Now click on this video and I'll help you figure out whether Eric Corpus is the missing piece of your account or someone you can safely skip.